Hello, welcome to another video. So today we're going to be reading a scenario book. Not the whole thing, but I'm just going to be reading how the class found out about you and the boys in this story. Found out that you were dating. Scenario. You both were ready to tell your friends in the class you're dating. You two both hand in hand slid the door open and walked in, when the whole class turned around and looked at you with smug faces while crossing their arms, saying, "About time!" Izuku Midoriya. About time! The class already knew you and Izuku were amazingly compatible with each other. You had loads of similarities. You were the confident one in the relationship, and were outgoing. So if you both did come out and tell the class you were dating, they wouldn't be surprised. But overall, the class found out when Mineta caught you two kissing, and then whined about it for ages. That is until Sue had enough of his whining and his perverted ways about not being able to have you. Watching her slap him with her tongue, you couldn't help but laugh. Katsuki Bakugo. About time! Shouted Class 1A, and boy was your boyfriend angry. Yes, he was normally angry, but this time he was livid. You placed a hand on Bakugo's shoulder to calm him. It worked a little bit, but it didn't stop him from telling them, "Of course we are! Shut up, idiots!" The class expected this from Katsuki, so it didn't shock them. They knew instantly that you were a thing. It was the way he looked at you and how you calmed him straight away. Shoto Todoroki. The class was working on their special moves, and of course, you and your half-and-half colored boyfriend coincidentally happened to be by each other. He secretly kept an eye on you these past few days. You've been rather clumsy and acting differently, so you tried out a certain move that is until it was blocked by ectoplasm and sent you flying off the cliffside. You closed your eyes tightly, expecting either a teacher to grab you or hitting the ground. Someone caught you, eyes still closed, and you quivered. A little. The person took you to a more quiet place. You heard them whisper, "It's fine, I'm here." You knew straight away it was your candy cane-looking boyfriend. He took you into a soft hug. You heard the quiet mumbling from your classmates. One of your classmates asked if you were a thing. Shoto took it upon himself to answer with a simple yes. Silence was surrounding the gym. That is until, of course, Bakugo screamed, "About time!" Ijiro Kirishima. Ijiro had just taken you out on a date. As you returned to the dorm's common area, the class turned around smugly and shouted, "About time!" You and Kiri both looked at each other, then back out of the class. You felt a slight squeeze from Ijiro's hand, assuring you it was fine. The class were asking questions left, right, and center. You were not liking this one bit. You weren't fond of big crowds and multiple questions. That's when you both got dragged into Bakugo's dorm room. He returned to his bed. Don't thank me, Wyan." Wyan looked terrified. Denki Kaminari. "About time!" they shouted as you both walked in. Still, Denki had an arm wrapped around your waist. You covered your face from embarrassment. You weren't the one for having a lot of attention from loads of people, but still, they were asking you how you got together. Mina specifically asked if you did the dirty. Of course you did, but you never told her that. Then the girls were surrounding you. The boys doing the same with your Pokemon-looking boyfriend. You weren't paying attention to the girls because you heard Mineta asking if Kaminari would share you with him. Of course, Stinky shook his head while somehow throwing you over his shoulders and ran down the halls and into his dorm room. Thanks for the save. Anything for my hottie. Hitoshi Shinso. About time! The class shouted, making you both sigh. The class had been waiting for ages for you and Hitoshi to get together. I mean, you were perfect for each other. Shinso was tired mostly every day, and you being a little lazy with things. So, as you walked into the common room, the class wouldn't stop asking questions. From the very start, when you and Shinso started hanging out, they thought something was funny, but overall, they knew you'd become a thing. Let's hope Class 1A isn't that interested. You hoped, boy, were they wrong. Hitoshi Shinso. About time! The class shouted, making you both sigh. The class had been waiting for ages for you and Hitoshi to get together. I mean, you were perfect for each other. Shinso was tired mostly every day, and you being a little lazy thing with... I can never get this right! Katsuki Bakugo. About time! Shouted Class 1A. The boy... And boy, was your boyfriend angry. Yes, he's normally angry, but this time... Katsuki Bakugo. About time! Shouted Class 1A. And boy, was your boyfriend angry. Yes, he was normally angry, but this time he was livid. You placed a hand on Bakugo's shoulder to calm him. It worked a little bit, but it didn't stop him from telling them, of course we're... No! Crap! Denki Kaminari. About time! They shouted as you both walked in. Still, Denki had an arm wrapped around your waist. Wasteless, you covered your face from embarrassment. You weren't the one for having a lot of attention from loads of people, but still, they were asking how you got together. Mina specifically asked if you did the dirty. Of course you did, but you never told her that. Then the girls were squirreling. What does that say?